Hey guys, I want to talk to you today about the concept of first come, first served, and especially as a service provider. So sometimes we can get very wrapped up in when a client gets back to us and it looks like the project is beginning and they say, okay, that's great, we're gonna go, you have a conversation, you send them the proposal, they say that's fantastic, we'll just get back to you with the official confirmation, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. Now, what happens if in that in-between time, someone comes in and says, hey, I want to hire you and I want to hire you right now. I'm ready to get started. What do you do? Well, here's the thing. You work with the client that is ready to get started on the project, that is ready to approve your rate and get started in that project at that moment. It really is a first come, first serve situation. Now, here's the thing. You can't always reach out to that other client, the first client that you're kind of waiting on, and just say, hey, I wanted to check in because I have another client that's interested in working with me, and if I take them on, I won't be able to do your project, or I'll have to push your project off, or something along those lines. So you can give them the kind of the right of first refusal, if you will. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't want to be in the position of waiting to get a confirmation from a big client, and in the meantime, pushing off work that is ready to get started with you. It is first come, first serve, but that doesn't mean first interest. It doesn't mean, well, this client emailed me first, or this client, I had a call with this client before I had a call with this client. I had a call with client A on Monday and a call with client B on Thursday, but client A still hasn't given me the go ahead, and client B is ready to go and ready to get started. In that case, go with client B. Like I said, you could get in touch with client A and say, hey, I have another client that's ready to get started. I just wanted to give you that heads up, because if you're not ready to get started, I'm going to be taking on this client, and that may affect any potential schedule you have. You need to remember that even though our business is our main focus, it's not necessarily the case for our clients. And they may, our schedules are not always their first thoughts or their first priorities. So, and clients are human too. They may forget that they haven't approved your schedule, and therefore they don't have that block of time booked out with you, because you don't save time for a client until they have approved your proposal and said, yes, move ahead. Do not set time aside for a client until you know that project is going forward. If that project isn't going forward and you're setting time aside for a client, what if that client comes back and says, ooh, things have changed, we need to push this off, or ooh, things have changed, we're going to change what we're doing with this project, or anything along those lines? Then you're stuck. You've got no project, and you pushed off other clients who are really willing to work with you at that moment. So don't sit around waiting for clients. You can definitely, as I was saying, definitely offer clients the right of first refusal if you were talking to them first. Like I said, you can say to a client, hey, I just wanted to check in. I know that you're still thinking this through, but I've had another client, and obviously don't do this if it's not true. You want to always be genuine in every interaction, but if it is the case that another client is ready to work with you now, you can reach out to that previous client and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that there is another client who's interested in working with me, or who wants to book my services to begin right now. And I just wanted to let you know that if I take this client on, I won't be able to do your project. So I need to hear by end of day today if you want to move forward in the time frame we discussed, which is totally reasonable. It's totally reasonable to say to a client, hey, I have other clients. I'm not, and sometimes clients need to be reminded of that. It's totally reasonable to say, hey, essentially, don't use these exact words, but essentially, I have other clients. You're not the only client, and I don't keep my schedule open for when you want to work with me. So you can offer that right of first refusal, but don't wait around for clients. It's first come, first served. But it's not necessarily first phone call. It's first client that is ready to move forward. That's when they get your proposal, they say, yes, absolutely, I'm ready to go. That is the client that you work with. Don't wait for another client that's, who knows what's happening with your proposal. Maybe it has to go through all different levels of confirmation. Who knows? But the key is you don't want to find yourself sitting around and waiting for a project, especially when there are other clients that are ready to work with you right away.